What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with PPL Division 2 Season 4 Week 9. This week we are going up against RTK. We are going into this week at 5-3, number 2 on the table now. Number 2, we've worked all the way back up from, I believe we were, after week 2, I think we were actually 11th on the table after our 2 straight losses, which was pretty disappointing. It's not somewhere that I'm used to being. And we've worked all the way back up to being from second to last, all the way up to second. And I'm fairly happy with the way I've been playing in the last few weeks, and let's see if we can carry that into our play this week. Now, before we get into the game, I'm going to go ahead and give a quick overview of my team. And if you guys want to know exactly what I'm bringing, make sure to click the link down below in the description. It will take you to my team builder to show you exactly the mons that I'm bringing to this game. It shows EV spreads, moves, natures, items, everything. So make sure to go check that out. And I can tell you in that video what I expected, what I didn't expect, and whatnot. But right now we do have a game to get into, and it's actually a pretty long one, and I'll explain why during the game, but it is a long one, and we're gonna go ahead and get into it in a second. So, quick overview of my team. I'm bringing a Modest Scarf Keldeo, physically defensive Shookaberry Stunfisk with my rocks, a Charge Beam Electrium Z Hydreigon with Taunt, a Taunt Colberberry Victini, a Wish Pass S-Toss and Ice Beam Blissey, and then an Infestation Toxic Spadef Toxapex. Now that's going to be the team we enter this game with, and looking at it, the one thing that completely pressured the defensive core that I did bring was going to be Kartana, and that did not come, so I was pretty thrilled not to see it. But he had to let something stay on the bench. It was going to be Frostlass and, in this case, Kartana, or potentially Raikou or Nidoqueen. There was a bunch of different things he could have done. Didn't bring Kartana, which I am stoked about, because that means I won't be having to switch around, take extra damage where I don't want to, and I can go ahead and play the game how I want to play it, pretty much. He brought Raikou, which I'm expecting to be either Choice Scarf to counter my Scarf Keldeo, or potentially some sort of boosting item with HP Ice and Volt Switch to get around my team. I'm expecting Nidoqueen to have rocks, possibly a Pasho Berry for the Keldeo. P2 obviously is defensive and it's a menace, and it's going to be hard to break. Arcanine can be either way. It could be defensive or it can be offensive. Dragonite, 100% expecting that to be Dragon Dance with a Z-move. And lastly, he has a Tapu Fini, which, I mean, if it's Taunt Tapu Fini, then I will have quite the time trying to break through it. However, we will see exactly what it is later on in the game. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. Now, right off the bat, I decided to lead with my Keldeo, because if he decided to lead, he has battle sounds on. I'm going to turn those off real quick. There we go. But if he led with Nidoqueen, I didn't want to allow him to get up his rocks for free. He's going to lead off with the Raikou here. Oh, this is looking pretty spicy. It's got the Citra, so it looks really cool. Haven't had a Citra game yet. But he did lead out with a Raikou, so that's kind of unfortunate. I am going to go ahead and switch right into my answer to this, which is the answer Stunfisk. And as you're going to see, his Hidden Power Ice, which he decides to go for on turn 1 against the Keldeo, is going to be just around a 3-hit KO. Looking at it, I have a better chance of living 2 more HP Ices than he does to kill with 2 more HP Ices. So what I'm going to do here is just go for the Stealth Rock, expecting him to switch out. I could have gone for Earth Power, which would have damaged the Raikou, but I just decided to get out my rocks, pressure the Fini if it came in, and that's exactly what happens. So right here, I'm going to go straight into my Toxapex. I don't really fear the Tapu Fini. If it has Taunt, then I can deal with it. And he's just going to go straight for the Defog. He doesn't want those rocks up on the field. And right here, I am going to reveal right away I am going to reveal that I have the Infestation. And this is why the game takes a while. Now, Infestation was 100% my best way of taking out the Finny. And now that he knows that I have Infestation, he's probably not going to stay in with the Finny with his whenever he brings it in. So right here, I am just going to sit in here, click Protect a few times against the P2. What I want to do here is I want to get rid of the Misty Terrain so I can end up Toxicking this Porygon 2. And he's going to go for Ice Beam. This turn I'm just going to recover, get back some health. And I'm going to get some right back up to full again. And Misty Terrain, I believe, runs out this turn. And after this, the Infestation, and as soon as I get a Toxic on this, that will start racking up against the P2. And if he doesn't decide to switch out, I can beat this Porygon 2 1v1 because he has Recover, Ice Beam, T-Bolt, and probably Toxic or T-Wave or Tri-Attack on this P2. So I am going to line the Toxic, and I'm just going to sit in here until my Infestation runs out, and as soon as it does, then I'm just going to click Infestation again against whatever wants to come in. If it ends up being the Raikou, then that's fine. It's really just fine. Because I can live a Thunderbolt easily, because I am Spadef, and with Protect I get 2 turns of Black Sludge, and the most he can do without a boosting item is 60%. So I'll be getting back 62% in 2 turns, which is more than he can really do to me. I can wear it down with the Infestation, and Raikou, it just becomes not a problem. And he's going to go for T-Bolt with the Porygon here, as I just go for Infestation again, just to get off a tiny bit of damage on the P2, like an extra 3 HP worth of damage against the P2 is nice. And he's just about 50%, and he's going to get freed from the Infestation. Now right here, could go for Recover, expecting him to either T-Bolt or go into Raikou or anything, really. But I think I decided I did go for I went for Infestation, trying to keep the P2 in there. And no matter what this Raikou does, I can live it. So what I'm going to do is, in order to get off an extra turn of Infestation and an extra turn of Black Sludge, is I'm just going to click Protect. And as you're going to see right now, he doesn't really have anything that can break this Toxapex. The way that he's going to have to break this Toxapex is he's going to have to sack something while it's Infestation in order to leave Toxapex low in order to try and revenge it. However, I do still have 5 healthy things in the back that can take whatever hit, and then Toxapex gets regen and he can't really do anything about it. So he's going to Volt Switch on out, as I believe I just went for the Toxic here. Probably not my best play. I could have just gone for the Recover multiple times, or the Infestation again, expecting the Volt Switch. But, you know, doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go for the Toxic. I'm going to get some Black Sludge recovery. And knowing I still have the Blissey in the back, even if this has Superpower, it's not doing anything to Blissey. So I'm going to go into that Blissey, as I said. And he's just going to get up his rocks. And right here, I'm just going to throw a Wish in the air, pretty much. It's not like he can do anything. So I'm going to go for Wish, as he is going to go for Switch out into Tapu Fini. And if he decides to taunt, that's fine. I'm going to go for S-Toss on the following turn. Let's take a look at what he does. I forget what he does. I'm just going to go for S-Toss. It's my best play, 100%. I want to weaken this Tapu Fini, but he is going to switch out. And he's going to go into Raikou, which is going to take a boatload of damage from this Seismic Toss. And S-Toss is going to do about a third of its health. It's exactly what it should do, because it does 50 damage every time. Going to bring it down below half, which means now Infestation, if I get another one on it, I can stall this Raikou out if he doesn't Volt Switch out. So he's going to Volt Switch on the Blissey, get some chip damage, as I'm just going to go for another Wish. And he's going to switch out into his Arcanine. And I'm going to wish up, and I have no reason not to go into Toxapex. If he goes for Wild Charge, that's great. He gets some extra recoil against himself, and I can just go ahead and get the wish right back up to full, and then it's not an issue. He can't 2-hit KO with the Wild Charge if he is defensive, and because he had Intimidate, I'm pretty much expecting him to be defensive. So he's going to go for the Flare Blitz. And by this damage, even though I am Spadef, it's doing nothing. So I am expecting that to be a more defensive Arcanine. And once again, all I have to do, because I did get the wish, I am back at full. All I have to do is click Infestation. Whatever comes in is going to get some massive chip damage on it over the course of a few turns. So he's going to switch out right into the Nidoqueen, as that is going to catch the Infestation. That will not be able to switch out. And the only thing he has to do against my Toxapex now is just click Earth Power multiple times, hope for a crit in the right on the right turn, and he's going to get worn down with Infestation, getting about 1/8 of its health taken off every turn because of the Infestation. So I'm going to go for Protect, free Protect, no reason for me not to go for Protect, as he's just going to go for the Earth Power. So Protect is just there to get an extra turn of this Infestation damage, as now I can just click Cover as he goes for the Earth Power, which you're going to see does tiny bit over half, which means he has some offensive investment, but it's not enough against the Toxapex in order to be actually threatening. So what I can do is again, I can just go for the I can just again go for the Protect, and then the Recover on the following turn, get some extra Infestation damage. So we're sitting in here. He didn't bring like anything for this Toxapex, it seems like, and it's just I'm playing the game the way that it's presented to me. I'm just sitting in here like waiting for him to actually do damage to my Toxapex, and as you're gonna see right here, even with a crit, it's not enough. That did a lot of damage, but it's not enough. Left me in the red. That was pretty scary, but like I knew I could live a crit because he wasn't max offensive with Life Orb or anything. So what's going to happen right here is he's going to get worn down once again. His Nidoqueen has gone from full down to 40% just about from here. And right here, because he did the crit, I could go for the Protect, but I knew the Infestation was going to wear out on this turn, so decided to get a bit ahead of the game, go into my Blissey, because I knew the Nidoqueen couldn't do anything to this, and I could keep the Blissey healthy now. So switching back and forth between between Toxapex, God, I can't talk now. Toxapex and Blissey. Let's just call it Toxabliss. Call it what it is. It's Toxabliss. And he's not going to be able to break through it. He brings in the Tapu Fini now, and if he has Taunt, that would be huge. He would be able to shut down Toxapex. He would be able to shut down Blissey, keep it from recovering up, and I can S-Toss in order to get off some damage against it. However, I wouldn't be able to do anything, really. So he's going to get up the Mystic Terrain, and he's going to go into his Dragonite here. And because I'm just going for the S-Toss, I'm going to break its multi-scale, and right here, I can live a Z-Fly or a Z-Outrage, or I can live a Banded Outrage, and I'm just going for Ice Beam because it kills. Ice Beam can kill from here, and he's going to go for the Dragon Dance, and as you're going to see, after S-Toss and the Ice Beam, the Dragonite is no longer there, so the biggest thing really to take out the Blissey is already gone, and it died to the Blissey, so that's going to be our first kill of the game. We're already up 6 already. It's been a few turns. It's been quite a few turns. But the Blissey is going to be able to switch out here, keep it 100% healthy. It's at 100% after killing the Dragonite. So I'm going to go into Toxapex. Even if he goes for Wild Charge, I don't care. It's not going to do enough. It won't be enough for a 2-hit KO if he is defensive. And as you're going to see here, after Rocks, it's pretty close. But I'm going to get Black Sludge Recovery, and I'm going to be outside of range for another one, unless he crits me, which would definitely be unfortunate. But I can stall this Arcanine out with Infestation, Recover, Protect, and Toxic as soon as the Misty Terrain goes away. So I'm going to go for the Protect. And he's going to go for the Wild Charge, stay in here, get some extra leftovers recovery, as I'm going to get some extra Black Sludge recovery, and I'm just going to go for a cover to get back up to full. And then, or maybe I go for Infestation, predicting him to switch out. I believe that is actually what I decided to do. I decided to go for the Infestation as he switches out. He's going to go into the other thing that could potentially to a KO, and that is going to be the Raikou. And we're going to go into it. He's going to go into it, as we did nail the Infestation play correctly, as we're going to do a tiny bit of damage, and then Infestation's going to start racking up. I'm just going to go for Protect here, because an extra turn of Infestation damage is an extra turn. I can get away with it. He has to Volt Switch to not die to the Infestation. So we're just going to Protect. And he's going to go for the Hidden Power, I believe is what he goes for. Oh, he did go for the Volt Switch this time. So Raikou's going to get worn down a tiny bit. And on this turn, I'm just going to end up going for the Recover. As I said, he cannot 2-hit KO with the Thunderbolt after Black Sludge Recovery and the Protect plus another turn of Black Sludge Recovery. He's going to get the Para here, which was scary. However, we are going to be able to get off the cover, so Toxapex is able to stay healthy. And at this point, I know I can live another T-Volt. So I have no reason not to click Protect. Even if I get parried, I have the free switch into Blissey, and I can eventually kill this Raikou. But if I do get off the Protect, then this Raikou is gone. So there's the Protect. Raikou's going to go down to the Infestation at the end of the turn. Toxapex and Blissey both picking up a kill so far in this game. And so he's lost one thing to break through Blissey and one thing to take out Toxapex. If he had Taunt on Finny, he would be spamming Taunt right now. So I'm assuming he doesn't have Taunt on Finny. He has this Nidoqueen, which won't be able to really do enough to the Toxapex. I don't want to get parried on a turn that he goes for Earth Power, so I'm just going to go straight into Blissey, since I know that I can take on any kind of Nidoqueen. It's not mixed, it doesn't have Superpower. He's going to go for Ice Beam, expecting maybe a Hydreigon switch in there. But I am just going to go into Blissey. I have no reason not to go into Blissey. He didn't bring anything at this point in the game. He doesn't have anything to beat this Blissey anymore, really. If he has close combat on this Arcanine, this is his only chance of 2-hit KOing it. And I'm just going to go straight for the Wish in order to keep this... No, I do go for the Seismic Toss, because that could have 2-hit KO'd the Nidoqueen. So I'm going to get off some solid damage against this Arcanine. And S-Toss is going to start bringing it down. He's going to get some leftovers, I'm going to get some leftovers, and I'm just going to go for the Wish. Now, if he has close combat, of course, that's not going to kill. Flare Blitz is going to do nothing. Wild Charge, which is what he decides to go for, does absolutely nothing. He's going to go take some recoil damage. I'm going to go for the Wish. And at this point, I'm thinking, hey, Stunfisk can take anything that this Arcanine wants to throw at it. And I can start chipping down the Tapu Fini if that's what wants to come in. So I can go for the Earth Power on the following turn if I go into Stunfisk and 2-hit KO this Arcanine. He won't be able to 2-hit KO me. So I'm going to go into Stunfisk, as I'm going to take actually a close combat, as he does reveal to have it. So he was 3 attacks with Morning Sun, defensive Arcanine. I'm going to be able to take that easily, and and I'm going to get Stunfisk back up to full, and at this point I'm thinking, alright, time to start sweeping the end of the game with Hydreigon. So I click the switch out into Hydreigon, expecting either a Nidoqueen or a P2 to switch. He forfeit. That was it. That was the game. He had enough. So we get awarded a 6-0 victory instead of it being all the way played out. I mean, I'll take it. We're now 6-3 plus 15 on the season. So GG to RTK. He just didn't have enough for Toxapex and Blissey combined, and that's... Look, I won't blame him. That happens to a lot of people. It's really hard to prep for both of them if you don't have enough on your team to really deal with both of them. So that's going to be that's going to be the game. Kind of anticlimactic that Hydreigon wasn't actually able to sweep up the rest of that game. But, you know, it is what it is, and we are going to take it in stride because we are now 6-3 plus 15. And, spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear it, click off the video now. I'm going to spoil the D2 standings if you don't leave in 5 seconds. So I'll give you a chance to leave, and you've had enough time now. So, we are first in the table. We're first. All that needed to happen was she needed to lose. And after the result of Eric's game, I knew that I just needed a 3-0 or more in order to win, to stay in front of Eric there. That's the words that I want. But she did lose. We have a much higher differential than him. We have 4 differential points on Eric now after beating him a couple weeks ago as well. That really helped. And we are sitting atop the D2 standings. Exactly where we want to be at this point in the season. 2 games to go. All I have to do is win out, and I win the league. I really want this. I really want this championship, and as a game like this shows, I'm willing to do whatever it takes in order to get these wins at the end of the season. So that's all I really have to say. If you guys enjoyed this match, like, it was pretty stally, but I still felt like it was enjoyable at least. If you guys enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like on this video, and I'll see you guys next time.